In a garden of flowers, a rosebud, small, simple, unassuming. The rosebud opens, spreading its petals, slowly blooming. Admirers walk by, stopping at the side of the rose, commenting out loud on how under the sun's light it glows. The one who tends the garden overhears the words they say, "Ears on fire! How dare anyone speak of the rose that way? You bloom so they may comment on your petals and gaze upon you. Is my attention not enough that you must seek it from others too?" It was not what I intended. I did not think the sun would show me in such a light. I did not mean to turn into it, and for it to be upon me so warm and so bright. The rose began to drop its petals. Softly they danced on the way down, swaying gently back and forth as they made their descent before settling on the ground. Admirers walking through the garden stop and comment on the rose's still vibrant colors. "Why did you do it again, after what happened last time? Why do you still need the flattery of others?" I shed my petals, grew thicker thorns, and made my scent less sweet. I'm sorry for the words they said. With that, the rose turned its face downward, as if it were trying to hang its heavy head. Through the garden, admirers walked and noticed the rose, although not as it once was, it was still lovely. The rose, not wanting to hurt the one who tended to it so fondly, shed more petals, hoping to be ugly. "I did not ask you to shed your petals. You did that on your own, and hid it behind my name. For your part in drawing attention, you don't see what you did? You don't accept any of the blame?" The rose bent forward and wilted as more petals fell, landing on the ground. Yet, even though the rose did this, admirers still stopped to comment on the rose when they walked around. "I've shed petals, I've grown thicker thorns, made my scent less sweet, and I've wilted. Yet you look. You've been told not to look upon me or comment, and because of you, my own beauty, my life took." The one who tended the garden did not understand why the rose still insisted on being a rose. "Why do you even speak to the admirers? Why do you present opportunities for them like those?" The rose wilted again, shedding petals to the ground, and again turning down its face. "I did not do this to you, Rose. You did this to yourself. You took yourself from grace." "I did not intend to be admired by others. I am in your garden. I'm sorry for what they said." When the one who tended the garden came to see the rose again, it laid there, wilted, its beauty dead. "What have you done to yourself, Rose? All because you saw admiration from others out there." "I did it to show you I didn't intend for it to be that way, that I could change, and for them I didn't care." The one who tended the rose did not understand why the rose made it all into such a big deal. The rose did not understand why the one who tended the garden did not see how it made the rose feel. "You may bloom again and enjoy the light and praise of others. I simply will turn the other way." "That's really what you want. That's really what you need. I know what you're trying to say." The one who tended the garden did not understand the actions taken on behalf of. The rose did not understand why everything it did was not enough, or it was too much. Wilted and without petals, the rose looked at the other flowers in the garden, bright and colorful. "If I were anything but a rose, I wish I were a daisy, a lily, a carnation, a geranium, or a daffodil." The one who tended the garden heard the rose. I did not ask you to change. You did that on your own. You invited admirers to you. You wilted, dropped petals, and defended admirers who should have known. The rose and the one who tended the garden, after seeing the cycle they were in, stopped and sat. After deliberation, the rose acknowledged, conceded, submitted, adjusted, and it was left at that.